What's going on, guys? We're back. We're back. I'm figuring out all this whole StreamYard thing again because I haven't done it in so long, and there's new things because it's always updating and doing all kinds of stuff. Mike is here. What's going on, Mike? Guys, welcome. It's National Princess Day, November 18th. It is one of our official BDI 365 days that we celebrate. This will be our third time kind of officially celebrating National Princess Day. We are launching a brand new Princesses versus Zombies book today in about 30 minutes. So without further ado, we have one of our artists with us today. It's the BP.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning,
man. Good to see you again. Good to have you back on the project.
Yeah.
And of course, we have co-host extraordinaire with her. What is the shirt? I know this shirt. Oh, with the unstoppable with the little grabby hands. Yes.
Because
All right.
That's how I'm feeling lately. I need all the help I can get.
I understand. Albert's here. What's going on? Guys, we're going to launch this campaign in about 30 minutes. We're going to do a little preview here for you in just a bit. I have been sick for a while, kind of off and on, so I'm feeling a lot better. For those that have been waiting, all of the critter toys are officially out the door. So watch if you were in the last batch, you should have them in the next week or so. It's a SDCC morning. None of us. Well, actually, Shawnee's down that way, but the rest of us are elsewhere.
Yes.
And getting ready for the snow to pummel us in about a week. So, Mike has his toys already. Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Mine is on my shelf as well.
Beautiful. Yep. So the toys are all out the door, guys. The BD13 Anthology and Goth Day are supposed to be here right before Thanksgiving next week. So I'll be jumping on those immediately. So we'll have those right out the door for you. Chris Chua is wrapping up colors on the Video Game Day book. So those will be out very soon.
Woohoo! Excited for those.
And now it's time for Princesses versus Zombies, man. It's open lottery for tickets.
San
Diego Comic-Con. All right.
Gotcha,
Well, good luck, man. Good luck.
I was lucky at returning registration, so I forgot that was today. So
there you go.
It's good luck.
Yeah. So anybody, wherever you're watching, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, the preview link to the campaign is in the little description. So if you want to click it, you can look at it anytime you want. You can follow along with us. You can jump ahead. You can get ready. Again, about 30 minutes, we'll launch the campaign. There are things that are today only. There are things that are 24 hours only. We'll make sure you guys know what those are so you don't miss it. What's up, Sean? Steph, right there. I'm getting a lot of messages in here. What's up, Steph? What's going on? Thanks, Albert. Appreciate you dropping in. We'll catch you later, man.
Yep.
So we're going to show you the campaign. I actually did, believe it or not, I actually did a video. There's this. I'm going to tell you the secret. I'm not going to tell you the secret. I'm going to let you figure out the secret. You figure out the secret yourself. But we're going to show you this this goofy little video. This is the perfect example of what happens when a guy who doesn't know anything about anything needs to make a video out of thin air without a template or anything else. So I give you all the very first ever Tom created video. So have a peek, guys. So there we go. It's about as bare bones as it gets, but I think it does the job. It's
not like the little beat going on so you can
Yeah.
You caught my attention when I saw grabbing hands. I'm like,
yeah, it's this is a discussion that we've had at on other shows about, like, do you want a video? Do you need a video? Like, whatever. And I've always been like, I don't care. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about these dumb videos, man. But we kept having this discussion. I'm like, if I will be engaged with your video if it is, number one, fast. I don't want to sit there for 2 minutes and watch a video. If it is visually, you got something going on. And if the sound isn't just you sitting in your kitchen going, hey, please.
Speaking of,
hey, please back my comic book because it's cool. You gotta find a little bit of something. So I will tell you the secret for those that want to learn how to do that stuff. There's a place called CapCut.com, and it's an app, I think, as well, but you can just go right on your computer, do it on your laptop as well. They do have some templates that didn't really work for me at all, but if you monkey around with it, so that whole thing right there, that took me about 3 hours to figure out what the hell's going on, and then I ended up with that 40-second clip. So
it sounds about par for the course.
yeah. But now I also understand the tools, and if I were to go do another one, it'll be a little faster. But give yourself 2 or 3 hours to kind of learn what it does, and you'll be able to come up with something as at least as generic as that. So but I've shown it to a few people, and they've been like, yeah, that works, man. It's like you said, it's fast, it's got the visuals, it's not
it pops.
weighed down with a lot of stuff, so it's going to do its job. It'll do its job. It's fine.
It grabbed attention, gave the particulars, kept you engaged, and then done.
Yeah, that's right.
All the younger generation now, anybody under 25, they don't look at pictures anymore. They watch TikToks and video clips and stuff like that.
It's true.
It might not be what us older folks are used to, but the younger generation, that's all they do is you got to have those clips.
It's true, and that's I think that's the downfall of society. Is half of these people are going to be able to know how this shit works, and the other half is going to disappear because they're going to be like, I don't want to make a video.
everything they make is a video. Everything they watch is a video. You know, they can make videos in a matter of minutes that would put mine to shame. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have never felt more of an old curmudgeon than I have lately. I mean, it's just I watch some of the stuff. I'm going, I can't. Nope. Get off my lawn.
Do you have a reel? No, I don't have any reels. I don't even know how to make a reel.
Yeah, even my TikTok, the stuff that's on there is like it's the most bare bones, nothing. But I do get like 800 views on the things, so it's like I mean, I guess that's something. I don't know how, where, or why, but it's something. So we'll be posting a few of those dumb things up again later today too.
Just because maybe we don't, well, I don't understand it, but I don't do it, but doesn't mean it doesn't have value to some of the other audience members and everything else. And hey, if it's working, if it's getting out there,
I think that's the frustrating part, right? Is that those of us that don't use it know fully well that it's working, and we're sitting over here going, I don't want to learn another thing, man.
That's exactly.
So it's not that we don't accept that it
on
works.
The head, Tom. Yeah, nail on the head. Because I'm like, I know it has value. I know it does. They're like, well, you should try it. Yeah, I'll pass.
It's like, look, I grew up with VHS, Betamax, DVD, Blu-ray, laser disc. Like, I don't want 4K now, too. Like, just let me enjoy my movies, man.
I'm like, I've kind of drawn a line in the sand. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
I'll buy a 4K. I'll buy the 4Ks if they're cheap. I found some under $10.
Right.
I'm like, for under $10, I'll buy a 4K, and it comes with the Blu-ray too. I'm like, okay.
That's right.
See,
right.
that I understand. It's the cost coefficient that works.
Yeah, it's the learning, Mike. It's the learning that I have a problem with. It's the learning.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes till we get into this campaign. So let us show this to you.
I was gonna say, let's bring it on.
Yeah, boy. So this is Princesses versus Zombies, issue number 2, guys. Get this dumb thing over here. This is issue number 2. So this is a full-sized issue number 2. This is not like the 1.5, like the little mini story that we did before. This will be a full-sized issue, just like issue number 1 was. We pick up right where we left off as the princesses have gathered to save Bella Rose from the zombies at the end of issue 2, or at the end of issue 1. In this issue, of course, Jasmine will now join the group as well. She appeared for the first time in the BD13 anthology, which will be shipping to you guys very soon. And she'll now be a part of this overall group. As well as whatever other secrets we want to toss your way. So if you guys are watching, you have any questions as we're going, please let me know. Remember, the link is in your description wherever you're watching. So if you want to just jump around and look for yourself, you're welcome to do it. But we'll talk you through some of this as we're going. So here's your little description of everything. That's sort of the same that we've done every time. Now, last time we did our Pretty in Pink holofoils. This is the first thing you need to know. These are available for 12 hours. When we hit go today, in about 20 minutes, you will have 12 hours to get the Pretty in Pink holofoils. That is it. Tim Vigil, Mel Milton,
Woo!
Joel Gomez, Elias Chitsaudis.
Another whoop.
First time BDI artist Lene Dye. And Mr. Mike Chrome himself. Boom. So again, 12 hours for the Pretty in Pinks, guys. 12 hours for the Pretty in Pinks. These will be printed to order. Last time they ended up landing, most of them ended up landing somewhere in the 20s, 20 to 30 copies of each. So they're very limited books. More limited than when we usually do foils, where we end up with like 50 of them or whatever. So these are very, very cool too. When they showed up, I was like, dang, these are cool. I guess we'll do this again. So 12 hours for this. This is day 1 only. All right.
Not even day 1, 12 hours.
It's 12 hours. And then we have courtesy of Mr. Peterson right here.
Brian got a full day.
We have our 24-hour set. So when we launch today, it will end tomorrow. This is the debut of Princess Blue Jay. You've got her on the left side. That'll be your standard Virgin edition. Then you've got the line art edition in the middle, and then you've got the holofoil edition on the side. That is sold as a package deal for 24 hours. Same thing as the Pretty in Pinks, though. Whatever we get orders for, that's what we're making. Now, of course, Brian will get his comps and so on, but there won't be like, we order 17 and we make 92. Like that's not the way it's going to work. So if you want a set of these, they will be 24 hours. You will have noon to noon to get a hold of Brian's set.
Do it now.
All right. Yeah. Any questions so far? I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't tell Brian that we were doing this with this week.
I liked it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I like your Princess Blue Jay. I think she came out really cool. So I'm excited for that.
I wanted her to be kind of graceful but powerful, classy. Definitely needed some zombies in there. I can't keep it 100% tasteful, so I had to put a knife stuck in one of the zombies' backs. I like that stuff.
You gotta be true to the genre. You gotta.
But I wanted her to be powerful and graceful, and a good new princess in the roster.
I think mission accomplished.
Thank you.
That's it. That's it. We do, of course, have stretch goals coming. I had Bun go a little outside the box this time for our stretch goals. So if you guys can read that stuff, the first stretch goal. Well, in fact, I should just bring this up. You guys can look at the thing for a second, but I'll add this to the thing so I can actually show it to you since it's not unlocked yet. If I can remember where they went.
Tom has to relearn all sorts of fun things.
Yeah, well, you got so much art, and there we go. You got so much art, and it's just I never remember if I save it in a Kickstarter folder or in the regular art folder or any of that stuff. So, stretch goals. So, yeah. So for those that are familiar with us or are not, our stretch goals generally start off with or at least include 3 chibi magnets, stickers, whatever we decide to do at the time. And Bun Leung has been doing these for us for years. They are original art. It is not like we're taking a cover and just turning it into a chibi or whatever. It's original art that he does for us. It's generally the characters from the book, of course. Obviously, this time I decided to have him go a little bit outside the box. So as you can see, the first stretch goal says Zombie Tom. And that is exactly what we have.
Oh, that is so fun.
So that is your first stretch goal, everybody, whether you like it or not.
It's kind of how you're feeling, Tom, isn't it, right now? It's
it
like
is.
You're recovering from.
I know, right? It's like, this is con crud, Tom. Yes. And then the second one is Critter. So we'll do this in order. So there is Zombie Critter.
Oh, how cute. I know probably not the reaction you want, but I think it's cute. It's a chibi, so it's cute.
Cute. And then the final one is one of our angels from Penny for Your Soul, little zombie angel for you as well. Mm-hmm. So those are your stretch goals. You've seen them here first. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you for sharing, Tom.
And then, of course, there will be more stuff as we go through the campaign, depending on how far we get. But I'm pretty sure we will get through this first block of 4 pretty easily. This is only a 2-week campaign, guys. By the way, we're launching today. It ends December 3rd, so Sunday night, December 3rd will be 15 days, I guess, will be our final wrap-up day.
I was hoping because I'm like, if it ended in November, I was going to be in trouble.
Well, yeah, I extended it because I had some people talking about, if it ended on the 1st or the 2nd, I'd be in better shape. I'm like, okay, I got you. It's not a problem. We're not, in the past, when I do these BDI 365 things, I try and kind of condense them to smaller period of time, just because we want to focus on the day a little bit. But I was like, yeah,
those of us with odd pay periods, we appreciate
exactly.
that.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. So I was like, you know what, 2 weeks, that's fine. That's not going to hurt us. If it helps everybody out, then that's a good thing. So
a zombie Tom action figure.
Trish wants a zombie Tom. I don't know if we're gonna get that deep on the toys, guys. That's a deep cut. That is a deep cut. All right, so let's
run
continue.
of 2,500.
Yeah. So you've seen the covers in the pink versions, guys, but we're going to show you what these things actually look like. Of course, here's the interiors. Chow Mahato and Chris Chua have been doing this series from the beginning. So this is what you're going to get all the way through the book. They also did the mini story right here, which introduced Jasmine in the BD13 anthology. So they are all over this book, including the new cover right there with Pocahontas doing her thing. So this is part of our this is part of the scene that we had from issue 1. We did a Walking Dead homage with Mrs. White. And so we've kind of continued to expand the scene with Pocahontas here. That is your basic cover.
Is that a connecting cover to the first one? Does it actually connect? I didn't ask that question.
Spoilers.
You didn't ask that question.
Spoilers. So there is your Pocahontas. That's your A cover, guys. That's your super easy. So a plushie. Geez Louise.
All I can say for the extras.
yeah. All I have that it's in my head right now is yogurt. Merchandising. We have Mel Milton returning, guys, with a gorgeous Jasmine cover. I don't know why Mel has not been on more of our projects, to be perfectly honest with you. He and I talk on Facebook all the time, and he's always posting stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's so good. And then that's it. I just drift off into the clouds, not saying, by the way, why don't you do a thing for us again? And so he posted something a couple of months back, like a Wonder Woman thing that he's doing for somebody. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I need you right now, like literally right now. And he was like, okay, let's go. So when I showed him Jasmine and I gave him sort of the dancing idea, he was all about it, and turned in a great piece. So this is going to be a beauty, Mr. Mel Milton. We have Joel Gomez returning. This is Joel's third cover for us now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he did the Wicked Witch of the West. He did the Scarlet from Goth Day, which is coming to you guys, and we have Pocahontas now.
Yep.
So this one came out really cool. I like the setup where she's got her arrows in the table just ready to go. It's a very action star style cover there, and Elenia DiNapoli on the colors, always killing it. And Elenia colored Brian's pieces as well. So,
well, they are a dynamic duo. So
yes, in fact, on Patreon, I don't know if you know this, Brian. Well, no, because you're not on Patreon, but Freddie Hernandez calls you guys Brilenia now as the team.
You have a team name. It's awesome. Yeah. You made it.
He was very excited. He said, "Brilenia does it again. I'm in."
Brilenia does it again.
So
Freddie always coming up with the oddball stuff that works.
Absolutely. I'm going to change the credits on the back of the books to say Brilenia now, done by Brilenia.
It's a very dynamic name.
It is. It's very good. Then we have Elias Chitsautis. He returns for his second cover for us.
Very exciting.
Yeah, he did a great Dorothy Gale for us, which is kind of hard to get now. And here we've got Cindy stabbing a dude in the face, of course, because what else do you do when you're fighting zombies?
Yeah. With your trusty mom.
Yeah, and of course, she's on her TikToks because she knows that this is how things work.
You got to get that selfie in.
She's making a reel.
Yeah. It's that whole thing about like pictures or it didn't happen, right? It's like, yes, I stabbed a dude in the face.
Exactly. Look, I killed it.
Then we have the first time artist here. Been after them for a long time. Lene Dye, just swamped schedule. So finally we got in there. Amazing artist. Love what we got here. Can't talk about it enough. It's fantastic.
I really enjoy
love the
her
art
work.
style. Yeah, love the art style. It's you know, it's just been a chore getting on the list. I will tell you that we are already on the list again for next year, so there'll be some more coming.
Okay, cool.
You know, we're just kind of looking ahead, so that's great. So
this is when pre-planning and scheduling is really important.
That's right. That's right. You know, I got used to for a period of time where it was just like, hey, I need to cover like next month, and then people were just like, dude, no. It's not going to happen. I got 8 other covers I got to do by next month. I'm like, oh shit. So now we're like planning like 6 months out on some of these guys where it's like, you know, that's why we get basically Mr. Chrome like once or twice a year because he's just so swamped with stuff. But he's always been great with us. And speaking of Mr. Chrome,
Tom's notebooks, your legal pads of doom are now changing. You have another one probably for future scheduling.
Remember this guy. Yeah. So, and speaking of Mr. Chrome, there he is. There is Bella Rose, Sanju Nivengoon on the colors. And that is your, oh no, I forgot. We have one more. We have one more. We have the return of Tim Vigil as well.
Yes. Don't forget
the return of Tim Vigil, with Ariel, and she's having a bit of a rough night, obviously. So
I love the title. That was,
the title tells it all.
Sushi roll.
So yeah, we got Tim. This is Tim's third cover for us. He was happy to do it. So when I told him about it, I was like, I don't really want like sort of like what we've done before with like just the sexy girl pose. And he was like, boobs, yeah, blood, yeah, guts, yeah. He was like,
check,
I'm in.
Check.
Yeah, let's go. So
right
he was, he was
job.
very excited to have all that ready to go.
Kind of looks like maybe she was singing and they snuck up on her.
Chomp.
It's very good. It's very good.
Tim always does a great job.
So there is that's your basics right there.
That is quite the lineup you have this time around. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I just also, I mean, I love them all, but I want to say if people are looking at the preview, Lena Dye's one, if you want to scroll back up to the pretty pink, how awesome is that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All of them in the pinks, but
the pinks are going to be wild.
Really, yeah, they're really going to pop. Hers really, I think, pops.
They are going to be wild.
Yeah. And I think Milton's is also another one, going to be a stellar one. So.
And we'll continue on. Combo packs, guys. If you have not picked up the book before, we got you covered. All 4 issues, one easy pledge. Boom, gotcha, done. Then we have, of course, our Mr. M.R. Gunn, who is becoming our puzzle cover master here. We have the gravestones, Cindy, Mrs. White, Pocahontas. You can grab these all individually if you just want one of them. If you want the whole set, we got you covered. The whole set is available there for you as well. It's a little dark there, but as you can, if you look on the gravestones on the left, it has M.R. Gunn's name on it. On the center, it has my name on it, and on the third, it has Mr. Witchman's name on it. Of course, Mr. Witchman is the guy who designed all these princesses for us. So we threw a little tribute out to Mr. Witchman. So this is the gravestone set, or again, you can grab them as individuals if you like, no problem. However you want to do that. And then we couldn't just have one Lene Dye cover, so we got 2. We call this the After Party set. You're going to get both of these together. Again, super easy pledge. Grab both covers. Grab both copies. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man?
That second one, the after one, is really cool. She did a nice job on that. Yep. Great detail on the lingerie and stuff. I'm super excited to just keep doing more. It's just like so basically my plan is every time we finish a cover, I'll be like, okay, put me on the list again.
down, where's the next opening, and just put me there, and we'll just keep the cycle happening. So
I know it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not, because like you said, as people's schedule getting tighter, it's almost like grab an opening, even if you don't have a set plan for what's that, at least you have then you can work.
I'll figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you don't want to miss that opportunity.
Then we have the Princesses on Parade, guys. This is all of the covers in one shot. If you need it all, you get it all in one shot. However, Brian,
I don't see Blue on there.
Right there at the top, you'll see there is an exclusive book for the package. So you're going to get the wraparound cover, which does in fact connect to the original set that we did for Princesses vs. Zombies #1. So the Jasmine side of it, like she's standing next to a wrecked car, that connects to the Cindy portion that we had on the Princesses vs. Zombies #1. So it's
and #1 was a trifold, wasn't it?
Right, it was the gatefold piece. Yes. And so it'll all connect into one big 5-piece set. The wraparound is part of this pack. So if you want to get that one, just grab the pack. You're in, you're out, you're done. You don't need anything else. You're finished. Well, you can get your pinks if you want your pinks, and so on. But there you go. All of this stuff, again, remember, guys, is all limited to 150 copies. And that's it. Now the wraparound one will be just to whoever's buying this package, but the rest are limited to 150 copies. And remember, guys, if you're watching, you got questions, just let me know. We're going to go quickly through this because we're 3 minutes from launch here. We do have a handful of the acrylics left from Camp Crossover. So we have Mrs. White's acrylic that you can get with the Camp Crossover #1. We have the Cindy acrylic that you can get with. I only think I have like 10 of these left. You'd have to look and make sure. There's only about 10 of that book because we only made 75 of them. So I think we have about 10 of those left on this particular one, Cindy and the Pillow Fight cover. And then I know I only have 10 of these as well. So if you missed the Spotlight set, and I'm kind of fingers crossed to be able to get Pedro to come back and do us a Jasmine Spotlight cover to kind of complete the 5. He's in the middle of a big animation project right now.
Okay.
So so we'll get it eventually, but it's just not for now. And then of course there are the specialty rewards, guys. These are all available as foils and medals. Okay, foils and medals.
I like how you combine it, so it's like foil price, medal price. So you don't have to keep scrolling as much. It's all
Yep. I mean, it's the same pictures. Yep. Now, this is the only way that you could get Lene Dye's cover of the After Party by itself. If you want a foil by itself, you can get it. If you want a medal by itself, you can get it. Otherwise, it's only available as the pack.
Ooh, that and metal.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it's gonna be wild. And then, of course, if you need to catch up on BDI Universe stuff, we've got you covered. We've got Critter, Penny for Your Soul, Kaiju Epic, Goth Day, Antoinette, Joan of Arc, Lights Camera Jungle, the new printing of From the Water, and of course, if you missed the first appearance of Jasmine, you can get the BD13 anthology added to your rewards pack. So that's it, guys. That's where we are. We are 1 minute from launch. Anybody has any questions, of course, just shout it out to me. We're going to hang out here for a little bit as we launch this thing. Back to the top. Oh, exit preview. There we go. That's what I wanted anyway. Dun, dun, dun. It's approved.
Good looking campaign, man. A lot of good art on there.
Yeah.
Ready to launch. You get to watch how it goes. This is how it all works, guys. I have to read all of this stuff. Like, are you sure you want to launch? Man, like,
but does anybody really read it? No, I'm just kidding.
It's like that. It's like that episode of South Park. Have you seen that with the human centipede? Yeah. And then we get a launch button. That's as easy as that, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Hope you have no questions for the campaign. If you do, we're still going to hang out here for a little bit. So hit me up as you're doing your purchases. And we're gonna chit chat a little bit with Brian and Shawnee. So, but as of right now, click, boom. Hey, I already clicked it. There we go. It's officially live, guys. Again, 15 days. Let me get
officially live on my end too. Yeah.
There we go. 15 days. So also remember, and this is an important thing that people still really don't understand yet. When you pledge, you are not being charged. Right? You do not get charged on a Kickstarter until the campaign is over and funded, completed.
It has to be funded.
That's right. So if someone needs $10,000 to fund it and they only get to 7, you don't get charged. The money does not go into the ether and you're out a book. You only get charged if it funds. Okay. And,
actually, scroll down where it says you're only charged. The project meets its funding goal by the campaign deadline. So,
that's right. So if you pledge today, you're not going to get charged until December 4th, the day after the campaign ends. All right. So also,
like most of us do, sometimes we'll go in, we'll get a pledge in just to get our place and everything else, and then you have time to go back and add to or rearrange. So you've got time to figure out what exactly it is you want. So.
That's right. And you can add, you can subtract, you can modify. That's the beauty of the Kickstarter method, is because if you got charged right off the bat, adding and subtracting and moving and changing, wouldn't be possible. So you can modify. Like sometimes campaigns will add things like in the middle of the campaign. And so in that regard, if you've already pledged for something and you're like, oh, I want that thing too, you just go add that thing to your order, and it'll just, you'll have, it's basically like a perpetual shopping cart. And then when the campaign ends, that's when it goes in and cleans up shopping carts and charges you for it. Yes. So super, super easy. No reason to wait, because you can always fix it, adjust it, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to
make it easy, take your money.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm going to get
That's one thing that Indiegogo needs to do, man. I don't like Indiegogo at all, because you have to do separate orders for every single item you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to pay shipping on each one. I'm like, that's stupid. You're going to charge me shipping 3 times.
I did do an Indiegogo. I didn't do, but I pledged to one, and they found a way where I picked a perk, and then I could add on. And so, but I think it's, again, like with Kickstarter, you really have to understand on the creator's end, the back end of how to do that. Because I don't think everybody can or does or wants to. It might be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. I had no clue.
That was rare. That was only like one time that I ever saw that. The rest of the time, Brian, that's why I don't like it either. Because I'm like, well, what if I want more than one? And now I have to pay. I'm not paying double shipping for this.
Yeah.
Well, it may be a situation that they've figured that out, and they're doing updates on their methodology.
Well, there was one project where I did buy 3 books, and I did have to pay shipping 3 times, and I was kind of pissed about it. So I actually wrote them. I said, this is crap. I wanted this product, and I had to pay shipping 3 times. That doesn't make any sense. So, I actually
I'm not saying Kickstarter doesn't have its downsides. I mean, it's out to make money, but overall, at least, especially from a backer standpoint, I find it much easier to work with and everything else, because I can add, subtract, modify, and everything else to my little heart's content until it reaches that point. And
the shopping cart's still pretty new. They only did that maybe about a year ago, but
I remember that was still being beta tested. Yeah. And I know from the back end for you, Tom, it's not easy. So.
Yeah.
So we appreciate the fact that you put the work in to make it easier for us. So thank you.
We try.
Yes. Mike's all, show me the money. So.
The date helps. That's great. Good to hear. Good to hear. Excellent. You have to turn your computer on. What have you been looking on your phone? I guess you could
probably on his phone. Yeah.
Could be. So Brian, I see you just did a show recently?
Oh man, I got so many shows right now, man. I thought normally right about now I'm wrapping it up. I don't have a break this year. I just looked on my calendar on my phone, and from here till next June or July, and I'm still booking stuff. I have 14 shows booked. That's usually my off season. Yeah, I'm usually off from, maybe mid-December until May on a typical year. But this year, every single month has at
That's
least
crazy.
2 shows.
But they're all just local things, right? They're
What's
not.
that?
You're not like going.
I'm not going too far. I'm going to be a guest at Albuquerque in January, so you can catch me out in Albuquerque.
Congrats, that'll be fun.
Yep. And I'll be a guest at Denver Comic-Con next year as well. So that'll be sweet. Trying to work on getting a few exclusives going here to see if I can make some stuff here with Tom and do some exclusive covers for those shows. But there's so many events and conventions, and one of the things that I like is I don't just follow one genre. Of course, I work in the comics and I have the pinup girl stuff, but I have my horror artwork that I actually do very well off of, and so I can branch out and I do like horror shows, oddity shows, comic shows. So I get kind of the best of all these different worlds. And between all that variety, there's so many things that I'm able to attend. Next weekend or this weekend, I'm going to be doing my first sci-fi con, which is going to be kind of weird. It's called Galacticon here in Colorado. It'll be on Thanksgiving weekend, and there's going to be, I don't know, maybe like 9 Star Trek guests there. I don't know anything about Star Trek. I don't really watch Star Trek, but we'll see. We'll check it out. I don't know. It could be could go either way on that show.
We'll be interested to hear the details and see how it went for you, hopefully. So
yeah, it'll be a fun one. But I'm booked, man. I'm crazy busy. About every other weekend for 8 months, I got a show.
Well, that's good and it's good and bad, right? Double-edged sword, whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so,
it's kind of a weird time for conventions in general. Maybe they are getting a little oversaturated. I have noticed it could be the economy too. The economy is slowing down for sure. Everything's getting more expensive, but there's twice as many shows, but I'm only pulling in maybe about half as much as I used to make at these shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird scale. I'm doing more but making less. And I'm not sure if that's
the other way around.
I'm pretty consistent as far as sales go. So
that's good.
I can judge off of consistency of what's happening, but it's crazy. It's crazy. What about you, Tom? You do any shows?
No, I'm done now for quite a while. It's going to be, I don't even know when I have a show next. Cause I've been invited to Albuquerque, but I don't think I'm going to go. January is just too difficult for me with shipping Kickstarters and launching new ones. And I can't be on the road that long. So unless I can figure out a way to, ship stuff and fly and just, take, 5 days to kind of get out and back. It just doesn't work for me. So I did get invited to a local comic shop here. Comic Signal is my local shop. And they've just started carrying our stuff. They're buying from us direct.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they have like, I think they said it's their 8-year anniversary in February. So they have a big store too. So they're going to set up like an anniversary event and, have a handful of, local folks come through and set up. So it was funny because I had gone into the shop like lots of times just to like buy comics and bags and boards and stuff. And then I went in a few months ago when the Penny for Your Soul hardcovers came in, because I needed to get bags for those and I didn't know what size I was going to need. So I went in and I was like, I got this thing and it doesn't fit in this, like, whatever. And he was like, yeah, probably a treasury bag. And I was like, okay. So he got me those and he was like, so what is this book? And I was like, oh, this is what I do. I write these things. And he was like, you're creator? I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for 13 years and blah, blah. And there's no reason he would know that.
Yeah.
But the point is that when he found out, he was immediately excited about it. He was like immediately like, oh, that's really cool. Like we should get your, like he said, we should get your stuff in here. And I was like, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, so his name's Don. He's amazing. This is easily one of the best comic shops I have ever been in my 50 years of existence. And the guys that are there are very knowledgeable about what they have, and they support independence. Not just like local guys, but just in general. Like if you go in and you look at their new comics rack, it's, you know, they carry independent stuff. So it's cool. So that'll be we'll be doing that in the end of February. He's already invited me to do 2 other events, and I just happen to have cons those weekends, you know. So I'm like, well, you know, whatever. But he's like, yeah, come in. So and here the other part was he posted. So he bought some Critter and Scheherazade to put them on the shelf as a starting point, and he posted them on his Facebook page. And people who I don't know who they are commented on his page. They were like, "Oh yeah, Critter Scheherazade, those are really good." I'm like, "Who are you people? I don't know who you are. How do you know what this stuff is? It hasn't been on a comic rack in
that's exactly what you want.
8 years." Yeah. So it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. And then so similarly, you know, Antarctic Press is going to be publishing Critter again starting next year. And in fact, it'll be in the previews that comes out in, I don't know, whatever, 2 weeks, whenever the new previews comes out. So we'll have new covers there for you, as well as just, you know, putting it on the shelf for, you know, probably a very new audience, considering Critter hasn't been on the shelf in 8 years. Even though this will be just a reprint series, it'll be going to AP folks and just the general, like, you know, people that don't know who the hell we are. So
my local
They're about
shop,
to find out.
I have a really good relationship with the local shop here, and they're really artist friendly, you know, and creator friendly. And if you're working on projects and stuff, they bring people in. You know, I've been selling artwork there for about 4 or 5 years now. But I talked to him about your Antarctic Press releases, and he says, actually, he's like, oh, with a lot of these indie stuff, I order, you know, 1 or 2 copies of every one of them anyway. So the local shop by my house, you know, is probably going to order a few of them just, you know, to have for the indie selection.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I've been bouncing around to shops in fact, when I went out to Albuquerque in the summer, I was bouncing around shops and I was finding stuff out there. So like I found Sora Sung's books on the shelf. I found Niobe was on the shelf, Antarctic Press in general. But it was cool to see people that I knew that their books were just sort of randomly, you know, on a shelf. Not because it's one thing when you go into a place and you know that like that's like their local place, right? But when you know somebody lives in California and you're in, you know, Missouri and those books are on the shelf, that's, you know, chances are that was just a happenstance purchase, which is great. And that's the type of stores that we need way more of. So, you know, big thanks to everybody who you know, supports all that stuff, because it's a mean business right now, and
it's crazy. And the more, you know, the comic company or comic scene in general, needs to open up more to a lot of the indie stuff, because that mainstream stuff is just garbage these days. You know, majority of it. The big 2 is for sure. Just around my neighborhood, you know, Denver's packed. It's huge. It's a huge city. It goes on as far as you can see. You know, we have probably like 8 to 10 comic book stores in a you know 45-minute vicinity, and I can only think of maybe 2 of them that are very creator and artist friendly. The other ones are all like, no, unless you're a licensed Marvel artist or whatever, we can't put any of your products in our store. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a real problem. What's up, Jason? What's going on? Mr. Hay here. Mr. Hay here is the artist for the shark book that we have on there. So if you guys grab a From the Water issue, that's his book. He's actually been working on pages for the OGN, the original graphic novel that shark book will be. It'll be like a good 100+ pages all in one shot. It'll be our first ever OGN. We'll release that in 2025 for our 15-year anniversary. That'll also be Jaws' 50th anniversary at the same time. So that's kind of a cool little bit of synergy for us that I like. The book looks great. I'm excited to. We're kind of do a few pieces here, a few pieces there. We got plenty of time to get that thing done. But and then so I was looking at I was talking about cons. There's I came across a show in Florida that they do every year called Shark. I thought it was called Shark Con. It's called Shark Fest, and it's basically just a big shark convention, all things shark stuff. And of course it's in Florida.
Of course.
And so it's run by Discovery, like the Discovery Channel. So it's very like nature-esque and conservation and learning about sharks and all that kind of stuff. But they absolutely still do like pop culture stuff there too, because they just, in fact, this year was the 40th anniversary of Jaws 3. So they had Lou Gossett Jr. and the chick, I can't think of her name now.
Sandy Duncan. No, I don't know.
No. Holy shit. She was Howard the Duck's girlfriend. Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson. So they had Lou Gossett and Leah Thompson down there signing autographs. I know that they had some guys that were doing their own sort of comics and stuff and art and whatever. So I was like, yeah, man, I am going to go to Shark Fest 100% for sure. We're going to make sure we can get ourselves into Shark Fest for although now that I'm realizing it's Jaws' 50th anniversary, I better talk to them right now about some space. Like, please give me a spot. We don't even need that much space. I'll only bring the shark book. It'll be fine. It will be fine.
Yeah, we had SpawnCon here in Denver. It was the very first Spawn-themed convention, probably about, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I applied as a vendor just because it's a local show. It's only about 20 minutes from my house. So I was like, well, I know I don't have any Spawn stuff, but maybe they need at least some filler booths or whatever. And they're like, well, we can't take you unless you have at least 1 or 2 pieces of Spawn art. So yeah, don't waste your time unless you're focusing on that. Do the shark book and put it on your table.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll fill it up. I mean, I've done some horror shows where we've just brought like Penny and Ursa. I don't even think I had Kaiju yet. I didn't have anything else. So I feel like I could probably go do a good horror show now with Antoinette and now the Shark Book and so on. So yeah.
It's those doors, man.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly right. You gotta get outside the comic book box sometimes, because oftentimes those comic book shows, and it's not totally different with horror shows. I mean, when you talk to horror audiences, they're coming in and looking for Freddy and Jason stuff, but at the same time, I kind of feel like horror fans are way more open to sort of anything in the genre,
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to comic book shows, they're there for Batman. That's all they're looking for is Batman.
Blinders.
Yeah. So
I would agree. Even though I'm not a big horror fan myself, I do notice. Yeah, but you talk about it. Yeah, it's the variety. I think of just the different types and styles and everything else that you find at a horror con is much bigger. I mean, there's a lot more out there, and they are more open about that. The different styles. It's not always movie specific. It can be a lot of different things, and I think that's awesome.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
Can you guys just hear my dog drinking water?
Yes.
It's making so much noise.
The puppers make me laugh, though. It's always fun. They have to always horn in on the action.
Here he is.
No.
So remember, folks, you've got today to get your pink foil covers.
Yeah, those are cool. I think that Jasmine one would look really cool with pink foil.
Yeah.
I like the little zombie faces in the background. It's just enough.
Yes. Yeah. I got kind of my initial pledge in. And again, like I said, I'm one of those. I'll go through and I'll kind of like I'll peruse and think, but I need to think on the pinks. So I have to kind of figure out which ones I want. So
Today
I will take
only,
my time.
Yeah, these are gone at midnight, guys. These are gone at midnight. Don't miss your opportunity. And then
Don't break it,
and
Tom.
then Brian's set is here for 24 hours. 24 hours.
24. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
One official day. That's it.
You get the standard Virgin edition. You get the line art edition. I think this is our first line art edition that we've done for you.
Nope. I had
One more.
Oz General Ginger.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
This is only the second, so it's still
Yeah.
It's still, it's only the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have an artist edition, get it.
There it
There you
is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the holofoil edition, and all of that will be printed to order. And then, if you miss it on the campaign, you got to go pry them out of Brian's hands for his comps.
I put a lot of details in those zombies, so you get that book and look at all them little details I put in there.
It's all in the details.
Stretch goals ready to go.
I gotta say, the holofoil of yours with the moon and the details you did on the dress is really gonna pop in the holofoil. So it's gonna be cool.
And one thing I noticed on that as well, I didn't get to see the colors till a few days ago, and it's kind of like getting a Christmas present. You're like, you don't know what you're gonna get, and when you take a look at it, it's really kind of fun. So I looked at it and I was taking a close look at it, and I noticed that we were gonna do crows in the background. They might still be crows, but Elenia took them and made them all like light blue to almost white. And one of the things that would be neat is on that foil, all those little crows or whatever, the birds are just gonna be like illuminated little like spots.
Yep. That's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I gave her any real direction on that. So that was just her thought process of let's let the moon light them up. So yeah, that'll be nice.
That just showcases that's one of the her talents is I mean also too, you guys have worked together long enough. I think she has a good feel for your art and everything else. But yeah, that's her experience. I think showing through. Let's give it a shot. I think it turned out really cool. And like I said, I'm really excited to see it up close and in person eventually. So
me as well.
So what's going on, Freddie? Guys, we're already almost at $2,000 here. Already almost at $2,000. Kaboom. What's happening, Mr. Freddie? Yeah, so Trish says that high tide is good for the shark show. There are sharks actually in high tide. This is true. This is a fair analysis. It's a very fair analysis. I like it. So guys, we'll hang out here for a little bit longer, see if we can get to 2K, and then we'll let you all go on about your day, and we'll start our swarming of social media for our launch here. If anybody has any questions about the campaign or anything else, just let me know. But yeah, I'm actually going to be working on some comps for you, Brian, today, because I got we finally got the foils in for the Penny for Your Soul stuff. So now that I have those in, I've got comps for a whole bunch of people that I can get nice packages together for them. So I'll be working on that. So do me a favor, shoot me a message and just remind me what couple of things you're you don't have yet, just so I make
Cool.
sure I get it all, because I know I sent you a bunch of stuff, but then I forgot something. So
Yeah.
cool.
It's all good, man. I'll send you a list. I'll take a look and see what I'm missing. I could use some new books because all these shows I've been selling them. I'm actually starting to get a little thin on my book supply.
Can't
Yeah,
have that.
I know.
Although that's a good problem to have.
So I need to start coming up with some stuff. I need to do a sketchbook and maybe like a cover gallery book and some other stuff that I can throw in and have my own kind of stock supply of. Because stuff's going quicker than I thought.
Well, that's like I said, that's a good problem to have. That we.
And every show is different. This last show, though, I had a show last weekend, a Rocky Mountain Con, and it's a smaller size comic theme convention. They don't really focus on anything but just comics. But I sold quite a few good comics at this one, and people were buying the top shelf stuff like metal covers and foil covers, and so that was cool.
All right, I don't know how well we're going to be able to see this, if I can catch any light in here, but those are the foils. Yeah, light is shitty in here, but that's Brian's cover.
I can see it definitely in the light up on in the light up for the spotlight. That definitely shows it.
There's two. It's funny. You either have too specific of a light and you get these weird blurbs in it, or you have too much light and it just washes the whole thing out, and it's just all washed out right now. But this was Brian's cover for Penny for Your Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Give me.
There are 6 of these, guys.
Ooh.
That's it.
6. So now of the foils, we did 50 sets of the regular editions. So we will have some of those available. The 1 through 7 of the new Penny for Your Soul issues, but there were only 6 ordered for the actually less, because again, Brian's getting comps out of that 6. So there was a handful of foils ordered, and then all the artists are going to get a couple of foils for comps. So
I just got the regular edition, but I have to say I love it. It's just as beautiful. So
yeah, they all did a great job. Very happy with that set. They all came out super cool. Yeah, Freddie says he just got his foils in. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, they came out really good. Freddie
was upset. You didn't have your Freddie tier. He had to actually go and hand pick and scroll through and pick all of everything. So
yes.
I had somebody at my convention last weekend asking about Penny for Your Soul. He says, "Hey man, is this still around?" I said, "Well, they just redid the whole series with all new covers and re-released it all. So there's somebody out on the hunt for some new Penny."
Yes,
that's good, because 2025 it's coming back. It'll be the 15-year anniversary for us and for Penny. So that is already underway, being planned. So that's good. Good. It's good.
We like.
I had a guy at show up at Akron Comic-Con, and he looked at me like I was a mirage, like he was in the desert, like
poke.
What are you doing here? I thought you stopped doing comics. I was like, we never stopped doing comics, my friend. We did this. And he just looked like literally, he looked like I was a ghost. He was like, this is impossible. Like, what? How do I not know that all of this is, here and happening and still going? And how did I miss this? Whatever.
What's the definition of poleaxed?
Yeah. I was like, Facebook, like do you do any social media? It is crazy, though. I will say it is wild to me, because I talk to people a lot, and they are just like, yeah, I just don't do that, man. It's like, they're oftentimes on email lists or whatever, like, to get information. But as far as like any sort of real active, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram or whatever, like there's a wild amount of people that really don't do it to the degree that most of us do. And
to some of it, I kind of understand, at least from what I hear from some of my friends too. It's just the toxicity and the algorithms and everything else. It's gotten it's hard and it's frustrating. And some people are just like, F it, I'm out. And so
Yeah. And basically what I tell people in that regard is that your whatever your social media is, whatever your feed is, it's up to you. Because if something's there that you don't like, there's a block button, man. Just send it away. Curate your own feed. What's up, Mr. Bear?
Hey, Jacob.
What's going on, guys? Guys, we need $13.
We can do it.
13 freaking bucks to hit that 2K mark in our first half hour here, which is awesome. That's almost halfway already. It's fantastic. And I've barely even told anyone that we're live here. 1987, though, that's a good year. I do like that. That's nice.
It was a good year.
It's a good year. It's a good year. Yeah.
Tom and I probably appreciate it for similar reasons.
It's it's weird. I've been watching a lot of weird like 80s shit, and there's like there's a lot of stuff like in 1989, so it's technically still an 80s movie, but it's like it doesn't. If I told you what they were, you'd be like, no, that came in like 1994, something like that. Like there's this weird. Like when we go from the 80s into the 90s, there's a weird few years of just like, I didn't know that was at the same time as this and that and the other thing. It's a weird amalgamation of stuff. And then here's the really weirdest thing that's been happening to me. So I've been watching the old Adam West Batman because I've had the Blu-rays for years and I've never broken them out to just sit and watch them. So I started watching them again, and I was like, "Good Lord, this writing is so smart. Like so, it knew exactly what it was. It knew exactly what it needed to do. All of the actors were 100% on board with everything, and I was just like, this is hysterical, and it's perfect. And so then I went and watched. I've been watching the old Batman movies, and I watched Batman Forever, and it was like my eyes just opened, like, holy shit, I get it. This guy was doing love letters to the Adam West series. Like, I mean, it's so obvious now that I see it like back to back. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how did I not see this? Plus, I think the other problem was that we came from the Tim Burton sort of dark, weird thing, and then we got sort of weird
which
neon
was good in its
thing.
own right. I mean,
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that's what we were used to. And then it went from the weird dark to the weird neon, and people were like, "Whoa, what just happened here? Like, this is not what I understood." You know,
but they didn't go far enough.
But then when you watch what Schumacher did with that, very heavily with that, and then sort of on steroids with Batman and Robin, he kind of went, he walked the plank with Batman and Robin, but it's still 100% like there. I was watching, I was seeing shots from Batman and Robin that I literally just saw on the Adam West show. I was like, dude, he did exactly this like weird top camera spin, and I'm like, it was just love letters to the Adam West series. So I absolutely have this new weird appreciation for those movies.
I never thought they were that bad. You know, sometimes they're kind of hard to digest. Like you'll watch it for about an hour and you're like, okay, let's see what else is on. But you know, I do like the fact, like you said, it's a total love letter to the campy Batman. It's totally campy. But it's like an enjoyable amount to where, like you said, it could be disorienting for some. The hardest thing I had with the Batman series was how they kept switching freaking Batmans. You know, try to keep a little consistency. Not every Batman movie needs a different Batman, but
yeah, but can you imagine Michael Keaton in Batman Forever in that tone? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would have worked.
No.
And Val Kilmer tried to be Michael Keaton. He was very stoic in his portrayal, and so he even kind of that was the thing. It was like, if you watch the Adam West Batman, Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same. there's no attempt to differentiate voice, or there's no differentiation between those two other than
Right.
he's wearing a mask. And so that was kind of Val Kilmer's thing, is like when you watch Val Kilmer, he's very stoic as Bruce Wayne, and then he's the same in the costume. And then that was the same thing with Clooney as well. Like the dumbest. I started laughing again, but it was for a completely different reason. When at the very beginning, where Clooney bounces in to Mr. Freeze, and he's just like, "Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman." Like, I'm like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. But this is 100% what the TV show was. 100%. So
I think, I agree with you. I think it's people forgot. They, like you said, we got so used to the Tim Burton, and
got
the
so much dark Batman, even in the
dark,
comics.
That it's even the comics, but it's still. But if the more recent ones, like you were talking about, they are intentionally campy.
Yeah.
And I think if you view them with that mindset, they're easier to watch. The entertainment value is higher, and everything else. And you can see, like you said, the love letter to the originals that were going on. So.
It's a very different experience if you understand what's being done.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember when those things came out when I was younger, I was like, this is trash. This is trash. But I was also of that age where I had basically totally forgotten the Adam West series. I knew, I was aware of it, but like that was not in my vision in any sense. But
for me, it was because just my history as well. The more of the Adam West, again, wasn't there, but I knew of it. But also, I've never, again, dark and gritty for me is not my forte. So I liked the campy. I liked the energy of it and everything else. I found it fun. And for me, that was, I enjoyed them probably more than a lot of my other peers. They're like, that's trash. I'm like, but it was entertaining. And it's like, I'm like, that's not Batman. I'm like, yeah, you go your way. I'll go mine. We'll be fine. So, but yeah, I found them fun. I liked it. So
it feels like the way a comic book should feel. Like, I don't know, it's not taking itself too seriously. It's got snappy little punchlines and just weird stuff. A lot of color through the roof. I love movies where they just go crazy with the colors all over.
Yeah. The newer ones, the whole thing they did the Batman, the whole dark, and I'm like, after a while, I'm like, I tried to watch a little bit of it with my husband because he and some other friends love it, but I'm going, can somebody turn on the lights? I can't see a damn thing. It's like, so I'm like, I don't understand how that's entertaining, but that's, again, different strokes for different folks. So,
yeah,
well, DC is really, a lot of their stuff is darker, and so they try to go darker and like moody with their stuff a lot of the times. But it's got that it feels dark. You feel kind of that mood when you watch it, and most people don't want to feel that like gloom. They just want to be like, yeah, this is more fun. I don't know.
There's enough gloom and doom in the world. I'm like, yeah, that's always been my thing. It's like I watch certain things because I want to be entertained and get away from that. If I want to be depressed, I will go outside. I will watch the news. It's like I don't need that in my entertainment half the time. So, but again, I'm a bit of a Pollyanna, so yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what Batman we get from James Gunn.
Oh God.
I like James Gunn. I think I think he keeps a good amount of humor in it. Like, he doesn't go with the gloom theme.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I think that's the thing, right? Is that Batman for now 30 years has been nothing but the gloom. He's just been the dark guy in the black suit and whatever. So the question will be: is Gunn going to maintain that to some capacity, or is he going to become more Adam West? Because like you said, he does Gunn does the comedy, he does the humor or whatever. So are we going to see a return of blue Batman versus the black
dark
armor
night.
Batman?
I don't know. It'll probably be along the lines of the last Suicide Squad movie. Batman will probably be a lot like the main leader guy. I don't remember his name. The guy who they rounded up out of jail, and You guys seen the newest Suicide Squad?
The Idris Elba guy?
Yeah, Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget his
I don't
character's
know,
name.
like he's got that. He has no humor at all to his character in the movie, but the movie still has humor all around it.
Sure.
So he does a good job with having a character that doesn't have that hilarity, but still blends into the scene.
He's a straight man.
But I like that Suicide Squad. The first one is garbage. It's trash, and I wouldn't hardly watch it any day of the week. But that second one, the James Gunn one, that one's pretty fun. I like that one. And that scene where Harley jumps into the eyeball with the spear, like, ugh, that's just disgusting to me. Swimming around in eye juice.
Yes, it was great.
Like, I watch it, and it's creative and cool, but I'm like, oh man, that's nasty.
Which I'm sure was their intention.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. Gun stuff rubs me the wrong way.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Like I like, for some reason, I like his Scooby-Doo movies. I can't explain that at all. I have no explanation for it.
Some things are unexplainable. It's fine.
Yeah. And it's not like I love him or anything. I don't own the Blu-rays or whatever, but like, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like the Brady Bunch movies. It's like, okay, I can, that's all right. I can watch that. But like nothing else that he's done, I can't, nothing.
What? You don't like Slither? What?
Well, I haven't seen that, but I would guess.
Man, you got
based on everything else I know,
on your horror list right now.
I would guess no.
You gotta watch
Brian's
Slither.
calling you out.
It's got a scene in it where I'm not even gonna tell you, bro. You gotta watch it. It's about halfway in the movie and it gets wild. Yeah.
We officially hit the halfway mark.
Excellent. Halfway there, and a horror recommendation from Mr. Peterson. I'll have to see if it's on Amazon or something. I know I've heard about it like forever. I don't know that I knew that it was a gun movie, but like, I don't like any of the Guardians movies really. I don't like, although here's the weird part, right? I don't really like the Guardians movies, but the Christmas special was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually was like, that's all right. I don't know what happened there, but that was all right.
Maybe because it was a little shorter, and so it was.
Yeah,
like,
it's a smaller dose.
There you go. Yeah, I can see
dose. Yeah, 100%. So guys, halfway there. We're gonna let you guys get on with your weekend here. Anybody have any final questions or anything before we bug out? Remember, the Pretty in Pink foils are today only till midnight tonight. You can get Brian's Princess Blue Jay for the first 24 hours, and then those are gone. Super important. Super important. And then the rest of the books are limited to 150 copies. And you can grab whatever you like. And then there is also the combo pack. There is the combos of the graveyards, the gravestone combos. There is the Linné Die double pack there. And if you just want everything plus the little bonus wraparound cover, we've got you covered right there as well.
All sorts of great options.
So Mike says that Slither's on Peacock. That doesn't help me. I'm already pissed off that Godzilla is on Apple TV.
No, you have to watch Slither. I don't care. I'll give it. It's only an 8 out of 10, but it's very creative.
8 out of 10 seems pretty high. It bugs me when people are like, "Oh, give it maybe like an 8 out of 10." I'm like, dude, that's a high score, man.
Well, if you're giving somebody a recommendation, it better be good. You're not going to tell somebody to go out and watch some crap. So, I don't want you to go into it thinking it's like the best movie yet.
I don't mind a little crap.
Nathan Fillion is the main guy, so it's
that's not helping.
It's decent, but it's not like above the top great. But I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. It gets totally bizarre and crazy fast, and then all of a sudden, like one of the scenes in the movie, you're gonna be like, "What the hell just happened?" For real.
All right. Well, so Tom's gonna have to watch it, and then we're gonna have to have a different show just to have Brian and Tom discuss it.
I could give him horror stuff all day long.
The Slither breakdown. Yeah.
The Slither breakdown.
I watched the movie. I thought this was for sure a home run. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but I thought for sure it was going to be like a home run bad movie. And it was called Snake Hotel. I was like, how can you miss? Yeah. How can you possibly miss? It's literally about a hotel with giant snakes in it. I was like, you cannot miss on this movie. And man, did they miss. It was a miss. I can't even tell you to like watch it because I can't even recommend watching it. But yeah, it was I was just like, dude, Snake Hotel. So basically it was, I don't even know how you describe this movie. I don't know what the pitch is. I can't figure out how someone went in and was like, Snake Hotel. It's about
a hotel with snakes.
A hotel with snakes, right? No,
giant snakes.
Giant snakes.
Like, yeah. And so somebody had a hotel with giant snakes for another reason, and then they were like, "So we're gonna get these girls from that are in jail." And if they, it was almost kind of like, what was that thing? Squid Game, right? Where you're like, hey, you can come and earn whatever, right? So they were like, hey, if you girls want to come into this hotel for this game show, they don't tell them what's happening. This is a game show. You can, earn time off or something. Whoever wins or whatever. So they're like, yeah, okay, we'll go. And then they go and they find out that the hotel is just basically filled with giant snakes. And the whole game show is whoever lives, makes it out. And then as they're doing that, they find that there's this weird chick who was like experimenting on snakes because her dad cut her arm off when she was a kid and she was trying to regrow. I was like, what?
Spider-Man.
Where is all this? Where is all of this? How is all this coming together? This is really bizarre.
Meets Snakes on a Plane beats.
Yeah, man.
Snakes
I'm
on
with
a
you.
Plane. Silly movie.
It was a miss. Unfortunately. Yeah. But you gotta take your shots every now and then and see what you can do with it. So okay, guys, we're gonna you can rent Slither on Amazon for $3.99. See, I will never rent anything from Amazon because I'm paying for Amazon. Why am I paying for Amazon and then renting something? This defeats the purpose, man.
Yeah, that always bugs me too. It's like I'm already paying for the subscription. Why am I giving you more money for something I don't own?
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Come on, man.
I'm with
So we're halfway there, guys. We're gonna go do our social media blasts. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. We'll probably check back in with you later tonight. Watch for our stretch goal announcements because we'll probably get to those later tonight as well. And do us a favor, whenever you see our posts, give them a like, give them a share, let everybody know that we're out there for you. And this is a 2-week campaign. So December 3rd, it wraps up December 3rd, Sunday night. We'll do a little live finale show for you December 3rd as part of the Midnight Collectors Club over on the Comic Book Shopping Network. And that's going to do it for us. Appreciate you all. Thanks, Shawnee. Thanks, Brian. We'll check in with you all later on. Bye-bye.
See ya.